In this video, I want to explain how to use a Samsung phone, basic usage on how to do a phone call. You always start by pressing the button at the bottom middle, and then we swipe to open up to the main screen. And then to do a phone call, we press the telephone button. This phone is set in Spanish because I'm helping a gentleman who knows Spanish, and I only know English. But we press the telephone button, and we have a list of two different types of lists. There's a recent list, as recent is highlighted, or we can look at all the contacts. And so here's the contacts we have, different people on the list. And I'm Eric, the one who's making this video. So if I want to make a call to Eric, I tap his name, and then I can hit the call button, or I can do a message. You can see both of those. So if we press call, it will actually dial the person's number. Now, if you want, you can have it so that it has the voice message, the speakerphone is on.
Hello, this is Eric. I can't take your call right now.
We can hang up because I have a message. And so that's simply how you make a phone call to somebody else. One of the important things about phone calls is to know who called and when they called. So if you look at recent, there's a list of recent calls. And notice the symbol here, if we zoom in really close, it shows we just made a call to Eric, and notice the red arrow is out, meaning we called out to Eric. Here's an example earlier where Eric called and the phone was not answered, and you see it bounced back. And the third one here shows where we called Eric again, and there's more actually on this that show where we received a call here. We received a call from Maria. It's green, meaning we received it. And that's what this means here. And so that's a summary actually of, I have written that out here on this piece of paper, is a summary of the types of calls. They could be received calls where the arrow is in, missed calls where the arrow bounces, or the arrow going out means I made a call. So those are the main things about calling and knowing what calls you received. In this case, Julio doesn't have voicemail, but he can look at recent and see that I called or he called at 4:12 p.m. And he can see that somebody else called at 11:24 a.m. in the morning. And then he could press any of these numbers, these names, and then he can call that person back if he missed the call. So that's the basic operations of calling for this phone. It's important to note that when you get a call from somebody, you slide the green button the direction of the arrows. This is not a real call. I'm just showing you an image on the screen. But you don't tap that button. You have to slide it. Notice how my finger is moving to the right. That's how you answer a phone call on an Android phone.